This is William Burchett with Logo Systems. I just wanted to cover today what MSPs and MSSPs need to know about NIST. If you're an MSP or an MSSP, I want to say that NIST is a go-to place to help you with your vCISO services, understanding frameworks or security topic. It for me, it is like the golden standard. It's an encyclopedia of information that helps me in my business, and I know it'll help yours. But what exactly is NIST, and who are they? So NIST is the National Institute of Science and Technology, and it's an agency under the U.S. Department of Commerce. And so what NIST set out to do was create a global standard on measurements for different scientific and technology areas, different industries. And cybersecurity is definitely one of the industries that NIST takes a real heavy a lot of resources and but creates a lot of great content that helps me as a CISO and a vCISO practice and security architecture and things like that. So NIST creates different frameworks, and we're probably familiar, almost everyone is, that like the NIST CSF. And the NIST CSF it's a really basic. It was designed for any business, any size. But then there's more specific NIST frameworks, right? So like the NIST 171 is the foundation of the CMMC rule, and it's also as of today, going to be the new foundation for the FAR, which is the Federal Acquisition Rule for the rest of the federal government. So, the NIST 171 is definitely foundational if you're doing business with the U.S. government. But there's others, right? So the NIST 853 is probably most well known as kind of the grandfather framework of all other frameworks. It was designed for the U.S. federal government to secure their systems. But beyond just these standards frameworks that help you build a security program, NIST is much bigger and there's a lot more resources. So, when we look at different topics like HIPAA is actually for the healthcare industry is actually a NIST standard. So the law that we refer to when we say HIPAA, we're referring to the law, but actually the standard is NIST 800-66. And so when you start diving into almost everything we do in cyber, there's a NIST standard for it. And so on the NIST website, the 800 series, all of NIST standards are numbered except for CSF and the risk management framework, but they're all numbered. And the 800 series is a deep dive into cyber, into every domain. I'm looking at a list here I created for my team, and it's like, if you want to learn about antivirus and how to use it more effectively, NIST 800-83. If you're doing bring your own device, 800-114. Public cloud, NIST 800-144. So there is literally a standard and a topic on how to implement anything, and I will say anything, because this list is like hundreds of standards long, but it's measurements, it's KPIs, it's just testing scenarios, auditability. If you're going to be assessed, what would an assessor be looking for? And what you find, as a CISO is when you're diving into NIST and you're getting assessed with CMMC or 853, which is the foundation for FedRAMP, you start looking at this and you say, there's references to other NIST documents. So the NIST risk management framework or how to score and calculate risk, all of those are other standards, and they're all found under the 800 series. So, it's a huge resource. And, if you are new into cyber, you can use NIST to get up to speed on all the different cyber topics. But if you're a veteran, NIST is that go-to reference that you can help position your vCISO services and be able to, communicate business value, because a lot of this has already been kind of summed up in executive summaries and things like that within the NIST portal. So I highly suggest using NIST as a foundation. If you're going to pick a framework for any business, I would say start with CSF. But if you're looking for more deep dives and more mature programs and, maybe topics on a specific thing, there's a wealth of resources and it's right there on the NIST website.